Hello to all of you who have no fear of the dark and the unknown. Welcome to this special episode. Today, we are going to challenge your mind and journey to a place few have dared to look closely at. The files we are opening today will completely change the way you look at the sky. So brace yourselves and sharpen your ears, because our descent into the mysterious realm of the Philippines. Imagine standing on your balcony on a regular night, pulling out your smartphone to take a picture of the moon, but suddenly capturing something in your camera frame that,
within hours, pushes an entire nation into a state of panic and military alert. When we talk about UFOs, or identified flying objects, most of us instantly think of the Nevada desert, Area 51 incident in the US. But today, we are changing our course and heading somewhere you might not expect: the beautiful archipelago of the Philippines. The Philippines is famous for its postcard-perfect beaches and warm people,
but it also holds a long, bizarre, and untold history of UFO sightings. From dancing lights in vintage archives to official pilot reports in recent years.
In this podcast, we will uncover these secrets step by step. So put on your headphones, because we are about to stare into the skies of Southeast Asia.
Now, let's fast forward to April 2015, to a massive mass sighting event that occurred in the province of Pampanga. This time, the story was different. It wasn't just a single witness, but hundreds of local residents who simultaneously noticed a mysterious chain of bright lights in the night sky.
These lights weren't stationary like stars. They moved in a perfect, organized formation before suddenly vanishing into the darkness. Within hours,
social media in the Philippines exploded. People from different towns across the province were sharing their photos and videos. The Philippine Weather Bureau, PAGASA, stepped in to calm the public, suggesting it could have been meteors or a simple atmospheric phenomenon. However, eyewitnesses insisted that the movements of these lights were highly intelligent, coordinated, and controlled by an unknown force. Now that we've heard the stories of ordinary citizens, it's time to escalate the case and look at the testimonies of those who know the skies like the back of their hands. Military pilots. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, several classified reports leaked from Basa Air Base in Pampanga.
These documents detailed one of the most chilling military encounters in the history of Southeast Asia. The story began on an otherwise routine night,
when the Philippine Army's ground radar systems detected an unidentified flying object cruising inside restricted airspace. The craft was moving at a velocity that no commercial airliner or military jet. Instantly, two F-5 Tiger fighter jets of the interception and identification.
The pilots radioed back that they were closing in on the target, but what they witnessed left them utterly frozen.
Transmission.
This is not an aircraft. It has no visible wings or tail.
It is a massive, highly luminous spherical object emitting a metallic silvery glow. There is absolutely no engine noise. The moment the Philippine jets attempted to close the distance,
the UFO executed a physically impossible maneuver. In a fraction of a second, it went from a dead standstill to hypersonic speeds,
shooting vertically upward and exiting the upper atmosphere, a maneuver that would instantly kill a human pilot due to the extreme G-force.
The airbase's radar systems glitched out for several minutes, and the shaken pilots returned to base empty-handed. This incident remained buried in classified military archives for years,
simply because there was no logical explanation for a technology so far ahead of its time. So far, we've focused on relatively modern incidents, times when high-quality cameras and social media were readily available. But to truly understand how deep this phenomenon runs in the Philippines,
we need to travel much further back in time. Let's wind the clock back to the 1950s, and the initial wave of UFO reports was peaking globally,
especially in the United States. However, very few people know that the Philippine capital, Manila, became a major hotspot for these sightings during those very years.
In July 1952, just days after the famous flyovers above the U.S. Capitol in Washington, a remarkably similar event took place in the skies of Manila. Several air traffic controllers at the Manila International Airport reported seeing silver, disc-shaped objects flying at breathtaking speeds over Manila Bay. These crafts bore absolutely no resemblance to the propeller planes or early military jets of that era.
Excerpt from a local Manila newspaper archive, 1952. Eyewitnesses near the Manila harbor claim to have spotted three bright
circular objects hovering in a perfect triangular formation over the water for several minutes. The objects then accelerated toward the Pacific Ocean without making a single sound, moving at speeds far exceeding modern aircraft capabilities. What makes this chapter so fascinating is that the Philippine Weather Bureau lacked the advanced radar equipment required to analyze such anomalies. The Philippine military, which maintained close ties with the U.S. Armed Forces during the post-W2I era, handed these reports over to American authorities in strict confidence. Some UFO researchers strongly believe these documents
became part of the U.S. military's infamous Project Blue Book, the classified operation dedicated to investigating UFO sightings worldwide. This proves that the mystery in the Philippine skies isn't a modern trend. Its roots go back many decades. Up to this point in the podcast, we have always been looking up at the stars.
But when we talk about a country like the Philippines, composed of over 7,000 islands and cradled by some of the deepest oceans on Earth,
we must also cast our gaze downward into the abyss. In the world of ufology, there is a phenomenon known as USOs, or unidentified submerged objects. The Philippines, home to the massive Philippine Trench, one of the deepest points on the planet, holds a chilling history of these aquatic encounters. Local fishermen in the Visayas Islands and off the coasts of Samar have, for generations, passed down stories that bear a striking resemblance to modern UFO reports. They recount that during pitch-black nights out at sea, while casting their nets, they suddenly notice colossal lights radiating from beneath the water.
These lights have nothing to do with bioluminescence or marine life, given their sheer size, which often matches that of a massive naval ship.
Testimony of a local fisherman. We were pulling in our nets when the sea began to vibrate. There were no waves, but a brilliant green and blue glow was rising from the deep,
vanishing into the clouds. These reports aren't exclusive to fishermen. During and after World War II, military submarines from the Allied forces and foreign navies patrolling the Philippine Sea repeatedly picked up sonar anomalies. Targets were tracked moving underwater, at impossible speeds, several times faster than any modern submarine,
before breaking the surface and soaring directly into the sky. This has led researchers to a terrifying yet fascinating the bases of these unknown entities be located not in deep space, but in the untouched, pitch-black trenches of the Philippine oceans. Up to this point in our journey, we've explored classified military archives and analog camcorder footage.
But the dawn of the digital era, where every single citizen carries a high-definition camera right in their pocket, completely changed the rules of the game. Proving an anomaly no longer required official military confirmation. Ordinary people became the primary documentarians. One of the most bizarre and widespread events of this modern era
unfolded in January 2021 across the provinces of Bulacan and Pangasinan. On a perfectly clear night, thousands of residents across these two provinces looked up to notice strange objects hovering at extreme altitudes. This time, it wasn't just a simple streak of light or a moving dot. Armed with their smartphones, eyewitnesses captured high-quality footage of luminous,
geometric structures that resembled triangles or diamonds suspended in the night sky. These objects remained completely stationary for over 30 minutes, instantly ruling out any possibilities of meteors or falling space debris. A citizen's live Instagram broadcast transmission. Look at that, it's not moving at all. There's no sound, and it doesn't have the blinking red and green navigation lights of an airplane. It's just a solid, bright white light that looks like it's watching the sky. Oh my God, look, it's changing its shape.
What set this specific incident apart from past cases was the phenomenon of simultaneous multi-angle recordings. By gathering videos uploaded by different users from various towns,
UFO researchers managed to use triangulation techniques to calculate the object's approximate position. The data revealed that this massive craft was operating at an altitude exceeding the flight ceilings of commercial drones. In response to the massive viral media storm, local authorities and aviation experts either maintained their silence or suggested
they were merely satellite tests or advanced military drones. But for the people who watched that luminous structure morph with their own eyes that night,
up to this point in the podcast, we have analyzed the Philippine skies through the lenses of science, military strategy, and modern technology.
But to gain a holistic understanding of this phenomenon, we must strip away modernity and look at these events through the eyes of the archipelago's ancestors.
The Philippines is a nation steeped in thousands of years of rich folklore. Before terms like UFO, alien, or spaceship were ever coined,
how did the indigenous people interpret these anomalies? The answer takes us deep into the enchanting and shadow-filled world of local mythology.
one of the most prominent phenomena in Philippine folklore is the legend of San Telmo. While science explains it as atmospheric electricity, rural villagers traditionally believed San Telmo to be wandering spirits, manifesting as large, blazing orbs of fire, hovering over fields, deep jungles,
and open oceans. Intriguingly, these fiery spheres exhibited behavior identical to modern UFO sightings, physically impossible shifts, and instantaneous disappearances.
An even deeper and more unsettling legend. In the province of Samar, a tale has been whispered for generations, invisible metropolis known as Biringan City. In local lore, Biringan is a highly advanced, luminous, and multi-dimensional city hidden within the dense wilderness, appearing to humans only when its phantom inhabitants choose to reveal it. What sends chills down the spine of modern researchers,
21st century eyewitnesses near the area still report seeing massive, glowing flying vessels emerging from or descending into the uncharted canopy of Samar's jungles,
leaving absolutely no physical wreckage behind. Could it be that what the natives centuries ago categorized as spirit cities, sky gods, or the fiery orbs of San Telmo
were actually the very same extraterrestrial visitors we discussed today? This perspective proves that the UFO phenomenon in the Philippines is not a manufactured modern media trend, but an ancient thread woven directly into the cultural and historical DNA of this land. Only the vocabulary has changed over time.
Throughout this entire journey, we've covered shocking incidents, from documented camcorder footage and Instagram lives to tactical military pilot reports.
Yet one massive, fundamental question remains. Why has there never been a transparent, definitive official statement regarding these phenomena from the Philippine government or military? Why is it that while the rest of the world, including the Pentagon and the US Congress, has turned the discussion of UAPs into a public, mainstream matter, the Philippines still relies on a policy of strict silence or blanket denial? Whenever a major sighting takes place in the Philippines,
the State Weather Bureau Pagasa or military spokespersons are quick to issue press releases, routinely blaming weather balloons, the planet Venus, falling space debris, or joint military exercises with the United States. However, independent aviation researchers and Filipino ufologists argue that this is a systematic strategy designed to prevent public panic.
In a nation already navigating intense economic challenges, brutal tropical typhoons, and complex geopolitical shifts, confirming the presence of an advanced force in the skies is the last thing authorities want to deal with. Insight from a co-founder of a Philippine UFO research network: the issue isn't that our government is completely in the dark. The issue is that they either lack the framework or the clearance to disclose the truth. A significant relies heavily on US military technology and data sharing. When highly sensitive anomalies are detected, that data is instantly classified and moved out of public reach. But this institutional dismissal hasn't forced the public to back down. Instead, it has sparked a civilian awakening and led to the formation of independent investigation groups across the archipelago. Today, tech-savvy Filipino youths, engineers,
and amateur astronomers are establishing online monitoring networks and massive crowdsourced databases to log sightings.
These grassroots efforts prove that the veil of secrecy is thinning and the public is ready to confront the truth. A truth and the grand conclusion of our podcast.
Throughout this podcast, we have covered an incredible amount of ground.
From the nostalgic yet shocking camcorder footage of the Las Piñas incident in 2000 to the mass panic in Pampanga, Air Force dogfights, and the vintage 1950s archives over Manila. We even cast our gaze downward into the pitch-black trenches of the Pacific to explore USOs, before seeing how the smartphone era empowered ordinary citizens to shatter the secrecy, and how these anomalies intertwine with ancient folklore like San Telmo and the phantom metropolis of Biringan City. Whatever the ultimate truth behind the Philippine skies and seas may be,
whether they are highly classified, terrestrial military platforms, or interdimensional travelers slipping through the cracks of space-time, one thing remains undeniable.
The Philippines is one of the world's premier theaters for cosmic anomalies. This stunning archipelago, with all its untold chronicles,
serves as a humbling reminder that humanity has yet to fully understand its own planet, let alone the vast cosmos beyond. The UFO case files of the Philippines remain wide open. And every single night, thousands of eyes across these islands look up at the canopy of stars,
waiting for the next moving light that might finally answer humanity's ultimate question. Are we truly alone? Thank you so much for riding along with me, Audio Journey.
You can take off your headphones now, but whenever you find yourself staring into a clear, dark night, remember to always keep your eyes on the skies. Until next time, and until our next mystery. Thank you so much for listening. Now it's your turn. Do you think governments are hiding something from us? Or is it all just optical illusions and earthly technology? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
If you love these kinds of stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. Until another mind-bending story, have a great time.